Hello. Today I would like to explain how to create a writing, an essay particularly, especially for B2 students. Um, okay, so why an essay? Why did I choose the essay? Because I think the essay is the best example of what an average composition is like. I mean, it's the base um, or the model, the pattern, the best pattern to structure a writing from my point of view and to determine what your personal writing style will be. There are many kinds of writings, obviously, of compositions, which are different. But if you are asked to do a composition in the writing exam, um, without even specifying what sort of composition it should be, then an essay is the perfect thing to choose. So you will allow me to share my screen. Okay. This is the activity that I propose, or the set of activities that I propose to illustrate what I understand or how I understand an essay should be written. The set of activities, I have called the set of activities building up or structuring an argumentative essay. And the topic I chose was the advantages and disadvantages of social media, even though we will be seeing different examples of topics that we might take to write an argumentative essay. An argumentative essay means that we present, show, we deal with the positive and the negative points, the advantages and the disadvantages. An argumentative essay. This is what it means. So here I included a clear visual diagram of the different parts of my writing. And I can use as many parts as I wish to, but mainly the first part will be the introduction and the last part will be the conclusion. In the introduction, there are many ways in which I can start the introduction, but I usually advise my students to do it the following way. Okay, you start with a general statement of the topic. I mean, something which is usually taken for granted. And then we ask a rhetorical question, which is usually the question that will trigger the whole essay. I mean, the rest of the essay is going to be a response to that question which I am introducing in the introduction. Okay, so I took, in a way, I decided to include two paragraphs, one with advantages and the other one with disadvantages. I could have two paragraphs with advantages and two paragraphs with disadvantages. And then finally, the conclusion, where I, let's say, summarize the general conclusion, my message in the writing, what my message is, I mean, the general conclusion of the writing. And then finally, I give my personal opinion in this respect. Here I give some useful language that we can use, especially connectors that will bring the writing together. But I would like to say something else about that. For example, here, I give you, let's say, a close-up of that structure. So, in the first place, in the introduction, what I usually suggest is we should probably start the introduction with a formula. For example, it cannot be denied that it is an undeniable fact that, so that in a way is the threshold to my whole writing. In this case, for example, it cannot be denied that in many modern lifestyles, physical movement has been replaced by long hours of sitting and screen use. I mean, now I give you an example on physical exercise and how important physical exercise is. I will add the title. Sorry, I forgot the title. And the title is very important, because it will determine the tone of my writing. If I say, essay, the advantages of traveling by plane. If the title of my essay is the advantages of traveling by plane, I can't expect to have advantages and disadvantages. My whole writing will be an enumeration of the different advantages of traveling by plane, the pros and cons of traveling by plane. Okay, then I will introduce the pros and then the cons. So depending on my title, the title is very important, I will develop my writing. So my mistake, I will include the title, because the title I gave to the set of activities, which we will see later on, is one. But in this case, I give you another example of another essay with a different title, and I forgot to include it, but I will. I give you my word that I will. So this is the statement. It cannot be denied. It's the general statement that people usually take for granted. And then I introduce the but. I mean, the but, or I can use any other connector, but this rhetorical question is, in a way, questioning that general statement. And the rest of my essay will be a response. But can regular exercise truly make a meaningful difference to our health and well-being? Is it true? Is that so? Okay. What happens with the body? In the body, I have included 2 paragraphs, which is the minimum, because I need 1 paragraph for the advantages and 1 paragraph for the disadvantages, because my title is the pros and cons, the advantages and disadvantages of physical exercise. So I have to be consequent. Okay, you will see that I have included connectors of different colors. Why is that so? Okay. Every paragraph has 2 parts. One, which is the topic sentence. The topic sentence is the sentence that will summarize the idea of the paragraph. It has to be clear. Okay? And then I have a filler, the filler section. Fillers mean, it means that I will add examples, statistics, etc. Anything that will illustrate the topic sentence that I put at the beginning. Okay, I suggest starting with topic sentences. Only topic sentences will read as a full writing, but it will be too short. For example, I read again. It cannot be denied that in many modern lifestyles, physical movement has been replaced by long hours of sitting and screen use. But can regular exercise truly make a meaningful difference to our health and well-being? One of the advantages of regular physical exercise is that it plays a crucial role in maintaining good health and preventing diseases. However, incorporating exercise into daily life can be challenging for many. Okay, so that reads like a writing in itself. I do not need to add anything, but it would be too short. Okay, what is it that I can add? Well, I add examples that will illustrate the ideas that I have given. But before doing that, I would create only the topic sentences, because that way we focus on responding to the question in the first place, and then we, with the blue connector, we link the topic sentences together. As they are the heading of the paragraph, they will give a cohesion to the whole text. Because if you write the filler first, then you forget about what you wrote in the topic sentence, and probably you will not use a connector here. So first we write the topic sentence, we go to the point, and we answer the question that we have dropped at the beginning. Can regular exercise truly make a meaningful difference to our health and well-being? One of the advantages, because I've been talking about how good physical exercise is, of regular physical exercise is this, and that. My next topic sentence will introduce the disadvantages. So I need to use a connector of contrast. However, on the other hand, because it's the flip over. I mean, I'm going to flip it over and now give you the negative part of it or something which is not so positive. However, incorporating exercise into daily life can be challenging for many. Okay, so once I have used blue connectors, which are giving cohesion to the whole piece, to the whole text, then I introduce the fillers. And depending on the number of words that I've got left in order to cap the whole writing with the top number of words that I have been asked to write, okay, I introduce examples, and those examples, which will appear in the filler, are connected with orange connectors. These orange connectors will give cohesion to the paragraph, not to the whole text. Blue connectors give cohesion to the whole text. Orange connectors give cohesion to the paragraph. For example, one of the advantages of regular physical exercise is that it plays a crucial role in maintaining good health and preventing diseases. For example, it strengthens the heart, improves blood circulation, and lowers the risk of conditions such as high blood pressure or diabetes. In addition, individuals who include jogging, cycling, or even brisk walking in their weekly routine often experience higher energy levels and fewer health problems. However, you see, now we come with the however. Why the however now? You have forgotten. You lose reference. That's why I tell you to write the topic sentences before. However, incorporating exercise into daily life can be challenging for many. For instance, now I use a different if I want to illustrate what I said, I use a different connector from the one I used before. I used, for example, now for instance. For instance, busy work or study schedules, exhaustion, and lack of motivation often make it difficult to stay active. Consequently, after a long day, going to the gym may feel more like a burden than a benefit, which is why exercise is easily postponed or avoided altogether. Okay. For the conclusion, I can write overall or in conclusion or all in all. Okay, physical activity offers clear benefits for both body and mind, even though maintaining a routine can be difficult. This is summarizing the whole writing I wrote before. And now it is now that my personal opinion will be introduced. In my view, small habits such as walking instead of driving short distances or doing short home workouts can already improve well-being and should be encouraged. Okay, now the expression within the writing will be transfers again. This is the general threading up. We put together all our transfers using this kind of pattern. But my expression has to be faithful to what we have been doing, which is transfers. I mean, transferring my original idea into my target language, which is English, and doing it in the right way, following my FTTS factor function time tense structure. Okay, here I give you another example with social media. The advantages and disadvantages, sorry, there is a misprint, I will correct it, I give you my word, of social media, and the same as before. Introduction, advantages, disadvantages, and conclusion. Okay, and again, I give you an example of a topic sentence and of fillers. Okay, here, what I have done is I have prepared a task where I give you some transfers here and I ask you to do the transfers. And then after that, I ask you to allocate each transfer to the part of the writing that you consider they go. But they should be allocated to. But there is something that I would like to complete in this handout, which is not only the paragraph. You shouldn't only allocate that to the paragraph. You should say whether it's the topic sentence or whether it's a filler. And I forgot to put it here. I will introduce it too. Then once you have allocated, you have done the transfers and allocated them to one part of the writing. I mean, introduction, statement or rhetorical question. Paragraph 1, topic sentence or filler. Paragraph 2, topic sentence or filler. Conclusion, summary or personal opinion. I will add that to the handout. Once you have done that, please rewrite them following that order, and let's see what the result is. Whether the result is satisfactory, as if it were really an essay, because that's what I would like you to do when I ask you to do a task, an essay task for home, which comes here. This is the task. I am asking you to choose one of these and to write an essay following the same steps that I mentioned before. Okay, and I give you some ideas of language. Okay, this is the key. Oh, okay, so I hope that this instructional video has been of help to you, and if it has, please add a comment. Let me know. This is very useful. You should change this or that. This feedback is really appreciated. And obviously, in class, you can also tell me everything that you think about this instructional video, and suggest other videos to be created, giving you ideas or sort of walking you through some tasks or some of the tasks, really, or some assignments that you might have been given. And well, that's all. That's all for now. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed for your attention.